We thought we would show you all a little bit of how we do some of our seed starting here. I'm gonna use these ground cherry pineapple flavor. They're a type of tomato. They taste very fruity. You could use them in a salsa or just eat them plain. I eat them as a garden snack. So we've got I already labeled the cell pods. I have a mix here of Pro Mix along with some perlite to help with drainage. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill up my cells. Make sure they're nice and packed down. This is just the way we do it. I'm sure there's a lot of different ways that people start seeds, but this has always worked for us for our past years. I also like to go ahead and, before I even put the seeds in, add some water just to make sure the bases are nice and wet. Let that all drink into the soil. It's gonna take a second, but that's okay. So once the soil seems nice and damp, I'm gonna go ahead and place a few seeds in each of the cell pods. Probably just 1 or 2 for this plant. If you're doing something like an herb and the seeds are really tiny, I tend to be a little less worried about how many. I mean, I'm also gonna go through and thin these out and plant them into bigger cells once they start to grow a little more. There we go. Now that there's nice seeds in there, I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle a little more topsoil on top and start to pat that down. The depth for these seeds to be sown is not that deep, which is why I put them right on the top and I'm covering them. And then I'm gonna go through and spray them so that hopefully the seeds don't move and that they get their first round of water. Now the seedlings are gonna live under here, under the grow lights, where I actually have a bunch of other seedlings that are in various stages. Yes, they're inside because we live in Maine and it's cold right now. So they will live there until they start to sprout. Just like these peppers have. There's peppers back there. Those are tomatoes. I don't know if you can see it, but there's eucalyptus all the way in the back. And then these are some loofahs.